What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's a little late start here, but thanks for tuning in. How are y'all doing?
Talk to me honestly. I'm here.
All right. Started market looking pretty okay overnight. Nothing too alarming. Nasdaq's trading up a little higher. Also trading a little lower. The same old sector rotating going into the new weekend. Still have that VIX in decay, looking pretty solid there. Might be another update today. Nothing really concerning coming out on the economic calendar today. It's gonna be a pretty light day. Looks like my bull market still continue. We'll see how that goes. Love you guys. Smash that like button while you're here chilling, waiting for this to get started. Tweet about the old stream here. Oh yeah, let's go. Mark it up some 1 minute with the skippy old intro here. All right, how's that for production quality? Let's go. We got work to do. I'm late. All right, hold on. Let's get the fun music on. Okay, rational market. We pressed through red lines. We had those drawn yesterday. Pressed through red lines. Rational market looks good. VIX looks good. Let's get ready to go. In front and center here. How are y'all doing today? Good morning. When's the DD bot roll over? When your useless leader goes and changes the DD bot to do so. It's not automated to do that. I'll have to roll it. Just convert it yourself until I knock it out. I should have done that. Little things, but thanks for reminding me. Let's get ready to go. Let's go SPY front and center. All right. Let's see, got resilience positive out the door. Things looking solid. Giving this thing a minute or two to stabilize here. Do we rally up to upper DD band today before we sell off anytime soon? Looks like we're coming in bull long up. S&P at the open. 42.97. Looking really nice there. Really nice there. Okay, if we support the open. All right, this is long up half cap. I do like what I see. I do like what I see. DD to upper half. So there's longing potential in here and here up to upper DD band, which would be probably about somewhere up in here. Looks pretty good. All right. Good R&R on a BLU DD band 43.10. It's about 43.30. About a 20-point rip if we do run to touch the upper DD. It's about 20 points from here. 43.32. All right. Keep an eye out if resilience stays above positive. Right. So resiliences are positive. The market's going to stay stable. That's what I want to see. I'll look at QQQ really quick, just make sure that we're not getting rotation again. The yellow divergence level showing that Qs are pushing again. We have tech running to start the day off. Similar light BLU. Let's look at IWM. Oh, really solid. This also looking great. BSU. So let's take a look at what BSU looks like. Let me put the monthly hedge picture here. Way down at the bottom, double checking that. And BSU has general upward pressure. There is no resistances, so I don't short off a monthly. I mean, I don't short off a hedge or monthly. I usually just wait for longs in the direction for monthly or breakouts to take to the upside. That is a BLU, not BSU. That was really odd. That makes sense. Everything BLU today is looking really solid. Can't argue today's open. I like what I see. Keep an eye. As long as resilience is looking great, I think the market's going to rally again today. This is perfect. This is a great all golden setup, all signs up. Easy trade to make now. It doesn't mean it's going to easy win. It just means easy to read. We have no news today to bring the market the other direction. Are they above upper DD bands today? They are not. They're opening in the middle, Colin. Let's go ahead and double check that. Top left on my screen here. Thinkorswim gets really slow when you have G-Sync turned on your monitors. Everybody smash that like button if you don't mind, friends. Give that algorithm some love. Scroll down, click it real quick. You know how much we appreciate you. So keep an eye out for that coming front and center. Tapping DD band tonight or today. I was thinking it would have at least made an approach today. We'll see. So keep an eye out on anything that's just looking suspect. Look for hedge pusher breaks coming through pipeline. Nothing there. Yeah, see how Thinkorswim is very slow. G-Sync and Thinkorswim do not like each other. I found out if you ever are using Thinkorswim and you have G-Sync monitors, you turn off your G-Sync in your NVIDIA settings, for instance, Thinkorswim will magically start working a little bit better. For hedge pusher break IWM, watch out for that one. It's odd. So we do have rotating today. Just like we've seen before, the last 4 days we've seen rotating from one to the next, and I can't really explain what's going on. Other than that, you saw IWM rally last Tuesday while everything else sold off. You saw IWM sell off yesterday while everything else rallied. It's very interesting watching money cycle very rapidly. This is very algorithmic. It looks like just a seesaw, trying to just micromanage risk, really catch on to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It feels like just general overreactions. People are moving large amounts of money from one thing into the other, getting in out of Russell, like getting out of Russell and getting into stocks, getting out of stocks, getting into Russell, getting out of S&P, getting into Russell. I mean, it's just a huge rotating party. Sounds dizzying. Heyo. What's with this merry-go-round? All right. Solid there. Let's run some plays. Tesla. Do the stocks with them. And we'll do analysis really quick of the spiders. Nothing on the economic calendar today, friends. It looks a pretty empty day. CFTC stuff. This is all the positional data for the commitment traders comes out today. Obviously, a Baker Hughes rig count. It's not really going to do much in this environment. News is also rather light. And technically, by all definitions, we're technically exiting the bear market. Like, I think this was a couple days ago, like the 20% or whatever. Like, whatever definition the old schoolers give it. Apparently, we are exiting a bear market. Now, don't let that fool you. We're not exiting a recession. The market's been bullish since October. It's weird to sit here and let people say, "Look, we're exiting the bear market." Then we say we're exiting the bear market last October. That's what I said. It's good. It's like very Jim Cramer-y to say it like, "Oh, it's exiting the bear market now." You gotta really be like ahead of the curve. Real estate, materials, energy down. Energy really quick. I'd like energy to be higher, Some S&P action today. BLD, but they're really far drop the hedge pressure. Let's compare that on the daily chart and see how far it's trading inside of its range today. Sorry. I was eating my Chicky McNuggies. I DoorDashed to McDonald's yesterday. I'm trying to go on a healthy kick. So clearly I'm cheating from day one. The 20-piece McNugget. That's my breakfast. Wait. This will be a short stream. I have a very important meeting I got to run to. In an hour and a half. So I'm gonna hang out with all of you awesome cadets for about half an hour, and I'm gonna go, comb my hair and put on some pants. You know how it goes. Anytime Papa Bear's got to put on pants, you know it's important. You know that's an important meeting. All right. Lower blood pressure, man. Stay disciplined. I know. See, I'm trying to work on the whole blood pressure situation here. But I was working, like I'm sitting here working all day, every day. See, when people think like, y'all give me some love. A lot of people are like, hey Matt, why don't you do this? Hey Matt, why don't you do that? And I'm like, oh, trust me. If I were to push a button, right, and create laws for a universe and initiate a Big Bang and have the Big Bang create dust and I wrote a rule called gravity, and I wrote the Planck constant, I wrote everything, and the energy formed into little molecules and atoms that's formed into stars and planets, and planet orbit the sun. And I can make that fucking planet spin around the sun and then made a 48-hour long day. I would do it. Boy, I could use that. I could use a 48-hour long day. If I could reset this universe, give the Earth just a little bit slower spin, and then we biologically evolve to sleep, the same 8 hours a night, but that would give me like 40 hours a day to catch up with stuff. JD Ross, are you staring at my camera right now? How do you know I'm drinking the Celsius eating nuggets? He knows I'm on a path for self-destruction. I actually really am trying to take care of myself though. Honestly. Okay, watch DD band on upper DD band in queue. Took along in the 10K account. You guys know how it goes. I really am just babysitting this ETF account because I need to get a hedge pressure balance. That's the rule I follow. I'm working right here. As soon as we get up there, I'll probably just close out my long. I think I have like 2 or 3K on the 10K. Let me pull it really quick. 2,400 on the 10K. It's a pretty simple bull long up, golden setup. Everything looks good. XL left. Let me pull this front and center. You know what I mean? They're like super busy all the time, which I love it. Let's just say this right now. I love my life. I have a fucking phenomenal life. I have everything I want. I've got 2 healthy cats. Got a box of chicken nuggets. Got friends to hang out with every morning. Got a rocket scooter platform that shows me hedge pressure. I got a scooter in the garage. I actually got a scooter. It's like, what else? What else does a human being need? Nothing. Nothing. It's a pretty nice life, but I work a lot. I work all the time, actually. So we're starting to get in a healthy prep. Meal prep is something we have been doing. We're very, very adamant into it. And yesterday, Nicole and I were busting some spreadsheets out. We're building all this stuff. Ashton too. We're all Slacks, all of us. And yesterday was Slacks' birthday. Happy birthday, Slacks. My man over here. All right, let's just look at some stocks. Building a trading platform is an amazing, amazing, amazing experience. All right, I don't know if I want to not be greedy. Let me trim some of this out. Getting close to upper DD band on the S&P. I just have a weird... The golden setup, bull long up, VIX in an area looking great. All right, we can go ahead and take that profit. I mean, I'm not going to complain at all. $3,200. Here it is. Doom, 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 doom. Closed out. Position gone. That's an easy win. Oh boy, my day is over. I have to get out because I have a rule that I can't trade when I can't watch it. So I'm going to be in some pretty crucial meetings in a little bit, doing some stuff. So I gotta have to last thing I want to do, just teach people when they learn trading from me, is that when you can't focus 100% on your trade, you shouldn't be in a trade. If you're in a swing trade or an investment or something, you gotta make sure you always are aware of what's going on with stop losses or alarms. You don't have to always stare at the chart, but your investments, everything you have money invested in, you should have an alert somewhere, an alarm somewhere in your platform that will text you when key levels have been broken on both sides, up or down. Not just where your stop is. You must always be aware of where your money is. And that's a general investment principle for all things, not just stock market. Anything that you have bought and you do not have a generalized understanding or just feel of the market around it or the value of the investment or asset you hold, you're a terrible investor. You're just gambling. You must always, if you own properties and you are not paying attention to the comps in the area, the trends in the city, the trends in the county, you are literally wasting your money. Do not ever invest money in something without obsessively knowing more about that market than the people you bought that thing from, because they sold it to you because you thought it was valuable and they didn't. And you saw something they didn't. Don't ever lose sight of your investment or the value that you expect to gain from it, or the properties that go into the valuation of that asset. This is the lifestyle of an investor. If you're not doing that, you're just a gambler, and it's quicker just to go to Vegas and throw your shit on a roulette table if you want to gamble. Don't spend 40 hours a week trying to put mediocre science to gambling. You want to and call it trading. You want to be a trader. You treat it like a lifestyle. It's not a lifestyle of charting. It's a lifestyle of thinking about the value of your investment of your capital and the value of the time it takes to realize the implied value that you think it has. There's a time value of your investment and a capital value of your investment. You must always understand the market around you. If you're trading stocks at all times, you must never be unaware of what's going on and the vicinity of where your money is sitting, as you expect it to make value grow for you. So that means don't just put in a stop and say, okay, here's my stop, here's my alarm, I'm gonna get out. Know where it is, put key levels. Every morning, wake up, discipline yourself, spend 5 minutes, set an alarm where hedge pressure is, set an alarm where your breakout target is. Always be aware of what's going on. You have stock in Tesla, you have stock in Apple, make sure you're paying attention to the stock, the sector, the index, everything around it, and the volatility of the market. Have news feeds come to your phone. Don't obsess over the market. Just let the key information flood its way to you like you're a CEO, high level only, one sentence versions. Get a news aggregator, right? Never lose sight of your investment. But the rule is, why would I be in a day trade if I got to talk to someone else and they need my full attention? If I can't give my full attention to a day trade, you must give your full attention Trust me when I say, if I have to go take a do, I'm logged into my phone before I'm walking to the bathroom. I'm not just going there, taking my sweet time, I'm literally opening my phone, my trading platform's in front of my hands. It never leaves my eyes. Never. So make sure that you understand a day trade, anytime you gotta blink. Trust me, I've blinked sometimes before, and I've turned around and a green has turned around. Like, wait, what the hell just happened? What you have to do is always, when you take your eyes off of it, you must put in a stop. You never see me use stops when I'm active because I don't need to. I always tell this beautiful story. Scientist in Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? The Hayden Planetarium, the famous TV scientist, has this thing where he has his iPhone in his hand. I think it's on the Joe Rogan show, and there's no case on it, and he's just spinning his iPhone around, and it's making Joe visibly uncomfortable. He's like, dude, you got to stop doing that. And he's like, well, I'm paraphrasing. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm watching you spin your phone around. You have a case on it. Like, are you going to, I feel like you're going to drop it and you're going to break it. And, Neil always has an answer for everything. He goes, what makes you think I'm going to drop it? And he's like, we all drop our phones. He's like, I don't. Goes, what do you mean you don't? How can you control if you drop your phone? He says, I don't drop my phone. So why? He's like, because I pay attention to it. And he goes, what do you mean? He's like, because, in medieval knights, they used to, or like, anytime you twirl your weapon around, even on military, you practice twirling your weapon, all the ceremonial dances that they do and such, to practice not dropping your weapon. Medieval knights used to do the same thing. Medieval knights would twirl their weapon around. And that's what sword fighting, or like sword dancing, is all about as well. You practice twirling your weapon, you learn not to drop it because you pay attention to it every moment it's in your hands. So I don't need a case. I don't like it. It's bulky. I don't need a screen protector. It makes me feel weird. I like the elegant, sleek style of the phone. He said, I just pay attention to it. And I sit here and spin it, so I force myself to pay attention to it so I don't drop it. It's a great saying. So the reason you drop your phone is because you have a case on it. And Joe's mind was blown. He was like, oh my God. The case teaches you to be careless with your very expensive device. You put your faith in something else as opposed to yourself. He's like, I trust myself. And I'm spinning it in my hand because I know I'm not going to drop it. Right? So there you go. So when you're trading, don't drop your phone, right? Don't blink. Be aware. Like, don't get distracted. If you know you're going to be distracted, you have to get your attention elsewhere. Don't give half attention to two places. You're going to fail in both areas. Give full attention to where your attention's deserved. And if you are in a meeting at work, for instance, don't be the person that's sitting there with your phone in your crotch, looking down the conference table, like staring every 3 minutes, like you're like, oh my God, like your phone's on the table, thinking, nobody, oh my God, my trade's upside down. But let me just look really quick. Oh, they're talking. Oh, good, they're talking to each other. They're not paying attention to me. I'm looking at your. Everybody will see you looking at your crotch. Everyone in that meeting will know you're not paying attention and doing something. I promise. Promise. Do not sit there and think you're gonna be able to like check your trade when you're supposed to be in a meeting. Don't. That job is your real source of income. That's your real permanent source of money for your family. Don't make that don't risk that for a day trade. You can't. If you got to be somewhere, be somewhere. You can't be 100% your day trade. You put in a stop and you know where you're going to get out and just let it be and then go away. Don't even look at it. Y'all like that? Don't drop your phone. Force yourself to pay attention. That's why I don't use stops when I'm trading. I use stops all the time where I have to step away. When I'm trading, I know where I want to get out. I know where I want to get out. I will push that button every time. I don't want to trust the technology to allow me to relax and be lazy. Now, how many times have you put on a stop and then you're like, well, let me just move it. If you've ever moved a stop one time, you've defeated the entire purpose of a stop. Once you set that stop, you shouldn't move it. If you move it, then you're not using stops. It was designed to put there, and if you are, well, let me just move it a little bit, you're no longer using them. You're completely wasting your effort and energy to do something that's you've broken its design. A stop this is where I pull the ripcord. So what I do is I know where I pull the ripcord, and I pull the ripcord every single time with no failure. Right? So I know it seems a little in the face of controversial. Ooh, this guy telling people don't use stops. Absolutely not. Use stops. But if you're like me, I found out that when I started stopping manually every single time, it forces me to know why I want to get out that place, not just I'm going to get out here. I know what I'm looking for. And it forces me to pay more attention to what I'm trading. And ultimately, I believe it makes me better. Don't think like, okay, I'm going to throw stops out tomorrow because this dude is doing it. I'm the expert. This is like once you've mastered trading or mastered whatever you want to accomplish, and you're trying to incrementally get better and train yourself to be like that 1% better, that 0.5% better. You're already filling out concert halls and playing the violin in front of, the royalty of the world. And you're like, I want to get slightly better. You're like, oh, you know what? Let me force myself to pay more attention, be slightly more disciplined. That's like a 1% of 1% increment gain at the top. Not something you just throw out today, but do things you can to not force yourself to be lazy and not pay attention to why you've invested in something. That's my advice. It means you didn't have a plan. Garrett said, I forced myself to have a plan. I forced myself to mentally understand my plan. Like every morning, when I draw out the market for you guys, Google's hitting the top hedge pressure, by the way. Glad I closed out. Everything I draw for y'all, I see it. I see it all in one gulp. This is just the way my brain works. I'm so trained on this. I wake up, I look at this, the market opens here. I can already see everything in front of my face. I can see, okay, if res is greater than 0, we're trading there. I say DD is greater than 1/2, or supporting there. And we have a hedge pressure BLU on the top. It means I'm either longing there on the BLU or I'm doubling down here back to open. Check that out. Blink of an eye, I see all that. And I push the button along. And again, what I say, what was it? 3,300 bucks, something. I forgot what I made. 5 contracts, 5 or 6, 5, it was 6 contracts. 3,300 bucks. I knew it was confident. Everything looked good. So I put in slightly medium heavy-ish. 10 is my heavy part. And then I knew where all the other, and I exited here when QQQ hit its DD band. I'm sorry, you don't see what I'm doing. My bad. Hold on. You missed it. Let me start over. Get ready? Market opens. Here's what I go. I see this. Open, trading above open. First thing I do, check resilience. Resilience greater than 0. Okay, we're supporting type 2 resilience outside the box, the DD band. DD greater than 1/2, which means we're supporting off of here. And we're opening in bull side. We're likely going to close in bull side BLU. We either support the open and go. That's trade 1A. Trade 1B is a V-shaped trade there. See how fast it was? And I pulled the button and bought 6. And I just closed out. Closed out right here because on my other screen, I'm watching NASDAQ hit its DD band. Sorry. Right here. See how quick that was? Now, I try to speak fast like the old Micro Machine guy from the 80s. Remember those commercials? Because that's how I don't even think piecemeal all the time. I look at the whole platform and within like a second I see it. The harder ones take me like 3 or 4 seconds to figure out, but once you get really good at seeing this, it's quick. It's like second nature. Why do 6 instead of jumping in on 10? Well, because my brain goes, well, we're kind of possibly in the middle of the range of worst case scenario. I'm going to long here, and it's either going to go, and in case it dips, I can get 5 more. Trade back to there for another profit. So I already see 2 conditions. I already see where I'm going to exit. I already see where I'm going to double down. I already see my profit target. I already can see from here to here. This trade is 1-to-1. A double down would be like 4-to-1. You see how that works? And then I exited right here because QQQ hit its CD band top left of my screen. I'll show you that right here. Right when that happened, I just pulled the plug on the S&P. Whenever you hit DD band on one of them, assume it's hit on all of them, and then I'm gonna call it a day. And that's how quick it is. So the more you guys get used to this, and like I said, I know my advice is to always use a stop loss, but to never not know what you're doing and why. Believe it or not, every time I push the button, all of that's gone through my head. Where are my exit targets, what all 3 indexes are doing, what is the VIX doing, and what do I have in front of my face. Bull long up, set up. So I'm going to trade medium to medium heavy, right? There's a couple yellows and I'm in the middle. So let me just go half so I can double down here. DD long and strong, resilience long and strong, supporting at the open, scap and go. then I probably could hold a runner to complete the picture. However, I'm about to be in a meeting that I can't pay attention to. So even a runner, why would I give back free money when I can't watch it? I don't want for a single second that trade to interrupt my meeting. Trade of 8. I use Trade of 8. I use Webull. I use Thinkorswim. These are my 3 platforms I use. Do y'all see how that works though? It's just funny. You were speaking about so many people, guy in the office, guy moving stop, guy not paying attention to trades. So many people, they can be traders. They won't listen or know. People think they could be traders because it's so easy to get into it. Trust me, if all you had to do was watch a YouTube video and somebody hands you a medical clinic, everybody want to be a fucking doctor too for the paycheck. And that'd be a dangerous world you'd live in. Because brokers hand you a welcome kit to gambling. Everybody and their mom thinks they want to do what I do for a living without putting in a decade of experience, which is like, I don't know if you want to be a YouTube video watching human being that goes out and becomes a heart surgeon 3 days later, and you're tweeting about a heart surgery. You make a Discord talking about heart surgery. So you watch a couple videos. All you are is 2 lessons ahead of your students, and they think you're an expert because of that. The old rule of how does anybody in the world become a piano teacher? All you need to do is be 1 lesson ahead of your student. And you're the expert for the entirety of their tenure with you. It's a funny saying, but it's true, right? You got the blind leading the blind leading the more blind. And you got this whole thing out there. It's so funny that you say that. It's a short, and people don't enter a new career field and say, I'm going to pay my dues here. I went 4 years of school to be, I went to school for 4 years with my economics degree, and I worked really hard at this company for 10 years and climbed the ladder, and I'm done. I'm going to get into day trading tomorrow and make the same 6-figure salary. Oh, this guy's got a Discord $250 a month, and he gives me the place, and he drives a Lambo. Well, all my problems are solved. I'm gonna start doing this tomorrow. All right, let's borrow $100,000 my trading account. Let's get ready to go. All right, this guy knows what he's doing. He's gonna take me along for the ride. Thank you, fancy guy. Oh, you've been nice to me too. Well, you care about me too, bro? I love Lambos also. Oh yeah, he promised me I'd be me in a month. Shit. Easy peasy. I can always go back to my job. Let's just jump into this. Why not? And usually people blow up, burn up, and then I get so many stories of like people coming over here saying, man, I jumped into this thing and lost all my money. Can you help me learn how to trade? I'm like, did you not want to learn before you started? What kind of person are you? You entitled motherfucker? You gonna jump in and just do what I do for a living? Did you learn your lesson? I'm gonna be a good parent to you right now. Did you learn your lesson? What did you learn? Stick that knife in that outlet. Did it shock you? Did this industry chew you up and spit you the fuck out? Is that what Wall Street did? Aw, you want a hug? Jesus Christ. How many times I hear that, and I always deep down just go, you know, what do you expect? Why people don't take this as serious as they say, I want a career change. I don't like being a teacher. I'd like to be a nurse. You don't just jump in and start sticking needles in people. You go back to school, you pay your dues, you learn the craft, you do your rotations, and you go be a nurse. You can be a badass. And people do the normal thing in normal careers. Why in trading do people want to skip all the steps and then start gambling whatever money they've saved up in Wall Street, where computers are designed to literally put your money from your pocket into theirs? Why are people so frivolously stupid with such important things? And they don't take this career change like they would any other career change. You've learned options the worst way possible during COVID. Got so lucky, made 15K, and then have been perpetually humbled since. Same thing, it says, Pete. It took me many years to really, really feel it. I came into this thinking the same shit I'm ranting about. I'm a math genius. I have an engineering degree. I even got to take graduate level classes while in undergrad because I worked for the head of the department. This limelight position. I'm just making fun of myself, okay? I don't sit here and call myself genius. I make it fun of myself. This is how I thought when I was a kid. Like, I'm a state-winning athlete. I took the SAT when I was 12 and got a perfect math score. That's actually true. And then I'm like, I actually am fucking amazing at my job, and these Wall Street guys sound like idiots. Bro, you're gonna buy the Apple stock. Oh, fuck you too, you buy the Apple stock. I'm like, I'm gonna steamroll these guys. These fucking guys, the guys don't even sound like they got out, they didn't even sound like they went to college. They sound like idiots. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna own them on their own turf. And I got humbled for many years because of my brutally stubborn ego that was conditioned ever since I was a kid that I would be a fucking gifted human being that would accomplish anything I set my mind to. Because I did. I killed it in school. I killed it in electives. I killed it in sport. Anything I touched, I killed. And I thought I was going to kill this thing too. And this thing killed me. It doesn't translate. I don't care how smart you think you are. I don't care where you came from, what degree you think you have, or you do have. It does not apply to this world. Trading is a thing I had a hard time learning how to do because I was too confident and didn't know how to be wrong back in the day. And I was never used to being wrong because I didn't know how to fall. If you don't know how to fall, because you don't ever fall much, the first time you fall, you're usually going to break your neck because you haven't really taken a lot of falls in life. So trust me when I say we've all been there. I'm having a good day today. I used to think, oh man, this is a piece of cake. It's math. I mean, this is just charts. It's like basic stuff. I mean, I'll figure this out in a couple months. It doesn't look that hard, but there's not even any calculus in this thing. Well, I'm gonna figure this out. Same thing. Made a whole lot of money right out. That's buying bank stocks in 2010. You couldn't pick a loser picking bank stocks in 2010. Government's bailing them out. Well, that's a win. And it's a win. It's a win. Keep throwing money and making money. In my first month trading, I'm making so much money. I made my paycheck today. And then all of a sudden, market turns around. Then you're like, I lost it all. Okay, that's a fluke. I got this. Let's start over. And like reality, you just don't know what you're doing. And I say this because I learned this the hard way. And I'll get out of here in a minute. Is that your very first trade, unfortunately, this is the rule of trading. And do not, if you want to write something down, like Matt told you this, right? Write this down. The very, very, very first trade you ever make sets the course for your next 5 years of trading. That very first taste you get of this market will set so many psychological limits to you. It's not even funny. If your first trade is a windfall, you were fucked. If your first trade is a massive loss, you're also fucked. Each person will approach the market completely differently after their very first trade. If it's the same person in two different universes. Your very first windfall gives you unusual confidence. Your very first kick in the face, if that's your first trade, gives you overbearing fear. There's really going to be two paths that trader takes to get to where they want to go. The first one's always free. That's hilarious. Just think about it like that. You guys having fun today? Finishing your boot camp today, Luigi? Yeah, dude. Congrats. You liking it? You liking all the videos? The vast majority of day traders and hedge fund managers do suck, though. Most can't compete with the S&P. They can't. And that's true. And the sophistication of Wall Street's really not that sophisticated. At least the stock picking mechanism out there. Everybody has differing opinions, and most people are wrong as much as they're right. There's no, the superstars out there, you wouldn't, their methods would be weird and unique. And yeah, most people are just, Matt said boxes 10 stories high, preach. Yeah, trust me when I say I'm making fun of my earlier self. I've been through all these things I'm joking about because I've been there. And I've been there. I've made a whole lot in a month and give it up in a day. My first year trading, didn't know what I was doing. It took me a long time for me to finally go, okay, I look over my shoulder like nobody's, okay, is anybody here? Is anybody listen to me say this? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck. Okay, good, nobody heard me say that. I didn't want to admit it to myself. Age 28. What am I don't even know what I'm doing. And then I that realization of oh my God, I got bills to pay. This is how I'm gonna do it. How am I gonna pay bills like this? Oh my God. And then it all hits you once it's in the middle of the fire and you're like, oh shit, rent's due. This me 20. I'm 41 now, by the way. So it's 28 years old when I get started. And you're like, how am I gonna, well, this is scary. right? My first trades were windfalls, and I was like, I can do it. I think my first trade, I made 200. I think I put like 5,000 in on the first time I ever took the made a trading account. I ended up putting a lot more in after. I think I put 5,000 in, and I made. Oh, I actually do remember my first trades. I put in $5,000. It all just came back to me. I put in $5,000, and I immediately did like 4 trades in a row, and each one of them made like $200, $300. Let's see if you guys, and all on the same day. Let's see who's a sleuth in here that understands what happened to me next on my very first day trading. Let me give you all the details. I put in $5,000 into an equities account. Made 4 day trades for like $200-$300 a pop. Made over $1,000. And then my account got locked. Yeah, Alexander. No, my account got locked the very first day because of the PDT rule. You nailed it. That's exactly what happened. And I called them and I was like, I won't trade anymore. They're like, oh, we can only make 4. I immediately, the very first day I blew it. And then they basically give you one gimme. They're like, oh, you didn't know the rule. Okay, let's unlock you. But you can only make so many day trades. And then rolling. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. That was, I swear to God, I'm not lying. It's my first day trading. And I got locked out. So they unlocked it, and then I put more money in. All came back to me. My very first day, I remember. My first day, I had like 4 wins, though, in a row. It's great. Not lying. That's exactly what happened. So I put in more. I ended up putting more money in. And then I had this false confidence, like, I can do this. Well, I just put more money in. Made $1,000 on 5. Just imagine what I can make on 25. And then that was yeah, putting up more money, and I did. But they did give me a gimme. Normally you're supposed to be locked for what, 90 days, right? Something like that. I was like, PDT rule, what's that? Oh, a pattern day trader. They're like, are you a pattern day trader? I mean, and I'm like, there's all these words, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You can just put money in here and start gambling. Yeah. All right, I gotta get out of here, you guys. When your first trade, you put in like $2,000 into a penny stock reverse split and then tank like 80% after this reverse split. Oof. Good. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, every morning I wake up and my trade plan is solid in my head. I just eyeball these, all green and yellow. Great. I'm gonna hit it pretty good. Life is good. BLU. Okay, I'm generally on the long side. Opening above resilience. Resilience positive. I mean, opening above redistribution zone. Resilience positive. Supporting at the open. Great. I'm going to take a long tip to first resistance. Usually first resistance is either going to be a DD band or a yellow and red line. Whatever's in the way, my risk and reward is there. I know I have a second possibility. If res goes below 0 while these are green, then I can dip to hedge pressure and take another long. I'm going to either long here or long again there, set a stop. My reward, my risk, everything is felt at this point. It's not necessarily step-by-step calculated. The more you do this, especially this style, like anything else, the more you practice, the more you just jump on the bike and start pedaling. I see this and I go long there, long and then get there, stop there. It's about 2-to-1 from bottom to top, or 4-to-1 bottom to top, 1-to-1 middle, about 2-to-1 total. And I see all of that by going check, 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 and I'm done. And then I know where I want to stop, and I never lose track or lose sight of that. And that's what I want you guys to learn, is that I don't give myself false confidence. And that's why people go, how come you don't put your stop down? And that's the whole reason I say that. Because I found out as I got better, I am using a stop. I actually forced myself to stop, because I don't lose sight of the investment I have. And that was my advice earlier today. If you have any investment, it doesn't matter what it is, never lose sight of what gives it value and what makes it lose value, and the value of the other things around it. Because if you do, you're just gambling. All right, I gotta go. Love y'all to death. $3,300. Great win. Good day. Half an hour. I'm done. Don't want to do more. Got to get out of here and have some fun and developing trading platform. Guess what? Futures trading is on the way. We're way past the halfway mark completing this. I'm going to have that on the test server to play with probably about a week or two. Can't wait for that to happen. Be able to trade your live futures account inside of Rocket Scooter through a DOM. Connect to over 80 futures brokers. And after that, we're moving on to stocks and options. Get ready for it. You'll be able to do everything inside of this platform and more. We're glad you guys are here for along the ride. Thanks for supporting the group. Thanks for supporting the business. We love y'all. Thanks for being part of the Rock Scooter family. See you later, cadets. And we'll talk to y'all possibly Monday.